Thanks, Wendy. So the Trefoil knot, as you might have noticed that I'm also using in my logo for my company, is kind of like this never-ending loop. And one of the things that I'm going to talk to you about is that in order for something to be successful, especially software projects, we need to find a way of solving the knot so that projects doesn't become never-ending. And some of these projects have a tendency of doing that or fall to pieces in the end. So I'm going to talk about some of the criteria and also talk about what I see as being one of the issues with some of the success criteria for successful software projects. Now, usually when we start a project, new contract or new project internally within our organization, we don't necessarily see all the risk associated. We are very optimistic. We feel that we have, for instance, made a really good contract. And then during the execution of the project, everybody is getting wiser. A lot of clarification is happening. And also, sometimes we are removing mistakes that was made in the beginning of the project, where we thought we knew what we were going to do, or what we were going to deliver, or what our requirements would be. And then hopefully we're going to reach the done, the definition of done, whatever that is for the project that we're doing. Sometimes it's happy users, software components delivered, etc. Now, one of the issues then where we do not have the successful project is the setting of the expectation, especially setting realistic expectation. When are we done? What is it that we are expected to deliver? And a lot of times, unfortunately, projects has a tendency of failing, and I think all of us has probably, a lot of war stories behind us where we can talk about why project fails. I'm going to talk about what, for instance, Standish, if I can get the, here we go, what the latest Standish report is talking about. One of the things that they are talking about is that projects are failing due to the fact that it's difficult to make decisions. So decisions going upwards, decision going towards the organization who is ordering the software project. And right now, the Standish Chaos report is talking about that only about 30% of the project is actually successful projects. The remaining is either failed, so never delivered, so cancelled at some point of time during the life cycle, or challenged, so they are over budget, they are late, they are not delivering the functionality or the specification and requirements that was expected. Now, bear in mind that because of the agile introduction into the software industry, a report like Standish, if you have seen that in the past, it's been measuring against things like on time, on budget, and right now they have introduced another. Instead of being on target, they have introduced that they are measuring now on with satisfied customers or satisfied users. So successful project is very much measured not only on the time that it takes to deliver, but also on on whether we are delivering the right functionality and the right requirements to the customers, the end users that are requesting the software project. The increase in the Standish report, and I highly recommend that you read that if you haven't read it. It gives a lot of good insight. One of the things that they're talking about is that you're actually increasing with about 20% likelihood of success if you're using agile methodologies. So the whole agile is not necessarily the bullet point that will make successful project, but it will increase the likelihood of it. Now, if we look at another of the reports about successful projects, PMI has created a PMI Pulse report in 2018. And one of the things that they are talking about, just like Standish, is actively engaged executive sponsors. But they're also talking about that the success is very much depending on scope management. So the maturity in avoiding scope creep or having uncontrolled changes is one of the things that the PMI Pulse report is talking about. And again, I can highly recommend that you read this. This is free of charge, so you can download it right after the presentation if you want to. So how do we then make sure that we have successful projects, and especially when we got business critical projects? When we got the business critical projects, the strategic projects that is vital for the business, have a high impact, have a strategic perspective from the leadership, and has some important milestones, for instance, that could be release of new products or something else like that. We need to make sure that these business critical project is successful. Now, my experience is that a lot of these critical projects also have complexity related to it, multiple stakeholders, dependencies to other projects. They could be technology challenged. They could have data quality dependencies, like the project that I'm working on right now. Within the healthcare industry, data quality is crucial for all of us. So we need to make sure that these are successful. But when we have all these critical projects where we want success to be happening, we also need to make sure that some of the definition of a critical project is solved. So communication with leadership. How do we communicate with the leadership and make them take decisions the right way? How do we break the project down into feasible sites so that we can handle things like dependencies to other projects, multiple stakeholders and stuff like that? And how can we handle and control the scope? Critical projects usually fail due to scope creep, poor planning, so we need to be better at estimating. I'm going to talk a little bit about the estimating and the planning, and also what I think is going wrong a lot of the times when we're dealing with this. We usually have poor monitoring on critical projects that fail, so when we go in and assess a critical project and ask how far they have gone and how much is left or what's still outstanding, a lot of the projects have difficulties.
Hi there, I hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Maludis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year. But if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.